There's a new twist in Shein's attempt to list on the London Stock Exchange, which experts warn could spark a backlash from Donald Trump. The fast fashion giant planned to go public by Easter, but delays have pushed it to late 2025. While the development may boost London's financial scene, it also risks angering the US president, who has already slapped a 20% tariff on Chinese imports and opposes Shein's rise. The fast fashion retailer's UK sales hit £1.5 billion in 2023. There's no doubt that the city could do with a boost from a firm with numbers like that. Whereas 20 years ago, nearly 1 in every 5 companies going public around the world did so in London, that fell to about 1 in 100 by 2023. However, in stark contrast to Britain, the US is actively trying to restrict Shein's imports, with Trump putting a 20% tariff on all Chinese goods. Shein only considered listing in London after abandoning its ambitions to float in New York. That's because then senior US Senator Marco Rubio was pressuring regulators to reject its application. Rubio is now Donald Trump's Secretary of State. So far, none of this has deterred the UK Chancellor. Rachel Reeves actually travelled to Beijing in January to ensure that British firms have greater access to the Chinese market. When she was questioned about Shein by MPs, Reeves underlined that
any company listing on the London Stock Exchange has to live up to the responsibilities set out by the United Nations and the OECD on issues of forced labour.
A 2022 Channel 4 investigation found Shein's factory workers were working in tough conditions, clocking 18-hour days for as little as 3 pence per item. Shein pledged millions to improve conditions after confirming that some suppliers were abusing workers. However, a 2023 report by Swiss campaign group Public Eye found that excessive hours were still common. MP and US lawmakers are also concerned that Shein uses cotton from Chinese Xinjiang region, which is linked to forced Uyghur labour. In January of this year, a Shein lawyer repeatedly dodged MPs' questions about its supply chain. Appearing in Parliament, she also failed to answer questions about Shein's potential flotation on the stock market, leaving Committee Chairman Liam Byrne to say that he was
pretty horrified by the lack of evidence that you have provided today. You've given us almost zero confidence in the integrity of your supply chain.
Shein later admitted it doesn't track how much Chinese cotton ends up in UK products because, unlike the US, British law doesn't require it. Despite the pressure, Chancellor Rachel Reeves is pushing ahead, keen to show Britain is open for business. But with Trump's Secretary of State Marco Rubio leading the US crackdown, Shein's London float remains a geopolitical minefield.